Hines gets us underway and straight into the hands of Soraya Paki, who tries to tap it back for her side, but Canada have done well to get ball back. Bree Nicholas into contact. Oh, the pickup from Canada, and the cutback on the inside, and Carmen Isaac thought that she was clear for all money, but Maria Latos just getting involved.
Oh, she just saw the referee was right there, but this is what I'm talking about, the physicality. See, she just sees Isaac. They just went a little bit wide on the ruck, so that's something Australia have to be careful of.
I mean, it's pretty smart to be able to see where the referee is and know the referee's got to cut back into the inside, buy yourself some time.
You've got to give yourself a chance, don't you? And she did. Isaac, she's such an aware player for a young one.
She's quick too, Carmen Isaac. They do get the scrum just outside their own 22 now. Canada, Apps, linchpin of this Canadian side. Nicholas, Route 1 with the sliders of ball flows. Was it played off the ball by Faith Nathan?
Take her off the ball. Quiet, please.
Yeah, early tackle for sure. But Canada, this is a confident start by them. I really like the way Nicholas is challenging the lines, but very good. She took it right to the last. And there was half a hole there too. Look at this. Takes it all the way to the line. Defense drifts off.
Coach.
Yeah, just Faith Nathan getting her hands around Carissa Norson, one of the quickest players on the field too for Canada. Apps with the feed, and the ball's come out on the side of the Aussie women into the hands of Maddie Levi, who's going to get the handoff on Norson. Another one on Isaac, and Maddie Levi is going to open the scoring for the Aussie women in this first Cup semi-final.
Well, Cardinals, sit on your ball, you have to have it. Australia haven't had any ball in possession, but look at this. The tide here, you don't see this very often. Oh, that's a well-timed strike. Fantastic. Holy smokes, Tarita it was, and then when you get it out to Maddie Levi one-on-one, sometimes it's just not fair. 2-1-1 on fact.
Maddie Levi is making her way to become the season's top try scorer for the third consecutive series too. Look at the all-time tries. She's getting there.
She's an absolute weapon, is Maddie Levi. Superstar.
Hines again goes the direction of Soraya Paki. Immaculate does really well to be able to get ball back for her side. Canada, they came up like a house on fire, and then just the try to Maddie Levi. Can't allow that to get into their heads. Carissa Norson with the behind the back pass, but nobody else was aware to it. Tire hands, what? Levi back in the middle, back to Soraya Paki, who loves going Route 1. Nathan has got to be called in to the middle. Flooding the left-hand side now are the Australians. Back to Nathan Duff. Out wide to Bien Tarita, who's made her way back into the side for the first time since the Olympics. Duff. Ball and play time high at the moment. Duff.
Advantage is over.
Nathan at first receiver to Levi. Levi on the switch play. Back to Hines, and then Nathan's met by Apps. And the defense is pushing the Australians back at the moment. They've lost about 20 meters in ground yardage. Bien Tarita with the fake. And Julia O'Macaulay's not going to get a hand on Bien Tarita. And she's going to get under the sticks to extend the lead for the Aussie women.
We can put her name down for an assist when she did hook that ball for Maddie Levi's try. And this time she scores the 5-pointer. Look at her, the ball in two hands, does the goosey, freezes the defense, sees the back of the defender, and turns her inside and out, puts her in the washing machine, and that's just too easy for a player of Bien Tarita's skill.
Awareness to turn defense into attack from these Aussie women.
There's been two moments already for Canada. One, they got a tight end. Two, they did a 50-50 ball, and on the other side they give this Australian team possession back. You just can't do it.
They got to keep ball in hand if you're the Canadians. This time they go the way of Maddie Levi, who soared through the sky and gotten ball straight back for her side. Levi, Hines, Duff's got to go pick it up around the bootlaces, does really well, and is met by a wall of white defenders in front of her. Hines, the 1-2, doesn't set up for Tegan Levi though. Apps on it. Duff by some time, and the defense from Valenzuela was just too narrow, and Maddie Levi is going to strut in for her second in the first half.
Oh, it's just like paying your tax. This is guaranteed, isn't it, when you give the ball to Maddie Levi, because she does crazy stuff like that. Absolute athlete. That's from the restart. She gathers that so they get back-to-back position, and then they float up. They say keeping high. Well, you can't keep that much space to Maddie Levi. If you got number 12 out there with space, you're just asking for it.
Well, Maddie Levi has gone up and gotten another for this game. Australia lead 17 points to 0, and look at that, 50 series tries.
That's only on 6 stops. 6 stops. She's got 50 tries.
Thank you. Timer's back on.
What a weapon to have in your side, barring she's only 22 years old. Hines goes high, and to have these wingers on both of your sides who want to compete for everything for Australia at the moment, counting in their favour. No possession almost to speak of for Canada at the moment, who's had to do all the defence at the moment.
Advantage is over.
Backing themselves back onto the inside, and it's going to be the Australians who come in. It's the footwork from Mackenzie Davis who gets her side and extends the lead to 22 points.
Oh man, sit back and admire this for Mackenzie Davis. Receives the ball here, and those feet are just filthy. Look at that. Bang, bang. And she absolutely slices through that Canadian defence. Oh, to be that smooth and like make it look so easy.
Gets the conversion too, so
22.
lead now goes up to 24 points to 0.
Thank you.
Canadians have never reached a cup semi-final.
Timer's back on.
Making it even harder and harder. They've had no ball ever since they threw that 50-50 pass, because the restarts have been on for this Australian outfit.
They've got to get ball back. The contestable restarts have been almost pinpoint accurate. Valenzuela putting her body on the line for the Canadians. Still going. Valenzuela has taken her side over the halfway.
Advantage offside.
Apps, who was busy for the Canadian side yesterday. Nicholas trying to get the fend off, does well to realise to keep ball in hand.
The advantage is
Bermudez.
over.
Apps. The 101 on the outside. Carissa Norson waiting in the wings. Valenzuela. Rather, it's Taylor Perry who's onto the field. Bermudez met heavily in contact by Bridget Clark. Pick up from Perry. Bree Nicholas. Nicholas gets the offload away. Back to Perry. The pickup is even better from Pauline.
Tackle.
Apps trying to get some width on the ball. Bermudez. Fancy Bermudez to Valenzuela, who does so well to keep ball in play. Norson. Apps just taking up some valuable meters, found themselves back into the half of the Australians. Offload is good.
Tackle.
Met straight in the
Release.
contact by Soraya Paki. Pauline. Apps. Norson. Does she going to show her fancy footwork, Carissa Norson? She's got the pace and the softest of offloads to Valenzuela. Fancy Bermudez. Is Bermudez going to try and get on the outside of Hines? Thought about it, cuts back onto the inside. Wants the safety. Norston. Apps. Trying to go on the wraparound to Valenzuela. Doesn't sit, but ball's gone behind that of Carissa Norson, who just stopped playing. Thought there was going to be a referee whistle that comes into it. And the Australians have said, with a minute and 50 over in overtime, they are happy to go to half-time. So Australia lead 24 points to 0 in this first Cup semi-final.
These pizzas, didn't you, Layla? Were they nice?
I've got a video of you that's got 2 in front of you too, Katie.
Mine was gluten-free.
Good. Thank you.
Canada have to get position, but we're going to have a chat downstairs. Head coach Tim Walsh of the Australian women. Tim, a dominant first half. What was the message at halftime?
Yeah, the game's certainly not over, that's for sure. We all know sevens, but I think Canada have certainly shown their intent around how they're going to attack, so we just got to man up there and choose an attitude. And they've certainly done it so far. That defensive effort at that last play of the game was exactly what we're about. So hopefully we can see more of that when Canada have got the ball.
Coach, what's the one skill you want to see your team execute in the second half?
Sorry, what was that?
What was the one skill you want to see your team execute in the second 7?
Oh, look, I think defence, you know, it's all about defending is about winning championships. So keeping our connection and making sure that they're tight. Yeah, now.
Well, Coach, I mean, what is it like to have the two weapons in Bien Tarita as well as Madison Levi coming off of restarts to be able to get up into the air, win ball back for your side and get things going off the get?
Yeah, it's a critical part of the game, and when you got a kicker like Tia Hines there, and then she's got a choice of targets, and another one's just come on. You got Soraya Pucky's come off, Carly's come on, so we've actually got 4 targets out there who are world class. So yeah, lucky coach.
And you're saying about that, Coach, with those timings of the changes, is that just a feel thing for you?
I go in there with a plan, and then it becomes a little bit intuition. So you have like plan B, plan C, and then plan D.
Well,
the curse.
There we go. Tim, thank you so much for that, and thank you for chatting to us, Coach. Try time for the Canadians who needed to strike first. Eden Kilgore gets on the board for Canada.
Yeah, you can see the body language now very positive. They go from the blind side open to the open. Olivia Apps was the one that draws and pass, and beautiful line hit by Kilgore. Exactly what you needed coming out the gate in the second 7, and we heard Coach Tim Walsh just say defensively he wanted his team to aim up, then it just got exposed a tad from their scrum.
Well, the last time these two sides met, it was a game of 2 halves. Australia was leading at halftime 19 points to 0, and then Canada in essence won the second half, just didn't win the match. So they do have the ability to come back in the second half and pick themselves up. Don't want to leave it too late for the Canadians. What a bust through from Canada at the moment, but does really well to get ball back in hand, and Tia Hines is going to carve open the defense of the Canadians, and absolutely no one's going to catch her. She's pinned her ears back. She's put her foot on the accelerator, and Tia Hines going to get over for Aussie.
Oh, just when you need something to settle you down, Tia Hines, the skipper, is able to exploit the Canadian defence. They just switched off a little bit in the contact area. See, Tia Hines catches it in the middle, and they get caught flat-footed, going too high. So not coming across them, filling that hole with the Canadian defence. And Tia Hines, well, she's got such a wide open view of the field that that's just easy money for her.
Well, she could actually create a highlight reel of those runs that she's got cutting defenders straight down the middle. Absolutely gassed Tia Hines. So just had to get the conversion of her own try and then replace in the middle.
I just saw Tim Walsh just motioning, saying to his team, just slow it down but a little bit, we're in control. So now it's about game management for them.
And they've got 24 points of difference in this match. Who was that left behind? Referee happy with that. Kilgore, the only try scorer for Canada.
No goal.
Does well to get ball back on their side. Robinson, the name on the team sheet. Perry, Apps sizing up her options, goes into contact, takes it herself, looking for the penalty, doesn't get it. Tap and go is the call, and then back on the outside to Levi, who gets tackled this time around. Clark goes into seal. At pace, now the Australians and the Wallaroos are just making an absolute menace of themselves all over the park. Mackenzie Davis gets her second for the match.
You look at this nice line coming in right there, and then the loop around. See how that draws in 2 defenders. Just one motion, one bit of work, one push from the wide first receiver to come in short and create that space. So that's a real feature of this Australian team. They work off the ball to create opportunities elsewhere.
Conversion is good this time too. Score now after 38 points to 7.
Coming off.
You can see why the Australia's got so many young fans, absolute superstars, and the way they are dominating the semi-final. Jeez Louise.
It's just such a luxury. Team averaging 21 years of age. Come in, they've got strike weapons all over the field. So just when you think you've done enough on one, they're able to work around and get another.
And this new breed that is coming through, there'll be Piper Simons. We got Duff as well.
Time is back on.
Sarita's only 21. Tia Hines being in charge now. It's just amazing what Tim Walsh continues to do with this program.
Nicholas will get us back under the way. The last 2 minutes 20 of this first Cup semi-final.
Use it, please.
Pickup is good. Just going to try and manage and buy their time now. Davis inflicts it to Ruby Nicholas. Back to Davis. And Davis, who just found herself under the post less than a minute to go, is going to park herself right there. Dropped to location. Found the direction.
Mackenzie Davis off the drop-off in the midfield. Here's the motion across. You see, got the defence flat-footed because she's so quick with her first couple of steps. Mackenzie Davis beats the defender on the outside, has a little look, and you know what? She's going to bag a treble in this Cup semi-final.
Oh, Mackenzie Davis, 20-year-old. For the side, scores tries for fun. Hat-trick in the Cup semi-final. Ruby Nicholas with a conversion.
And she looks so comfortable at this level. That's the scary thing. 20 and she's scoring 3 tries in a Cup semi. Unreal.
Well, we said it was sweat, chaos, steamy business, and we spoke about that only being up in the commentary box. Mackenzie Davis doesn't seem to be bothered by the heat at all. Still going. Ruby Nicholas, they don't look like they want to stop scoring points in this Cup semi-final. The Australian women want to show their dominance. Left alone, needs a third. Ball allowed to bounce up into contact is Brie Nicholas for the Canadians. Robinson trying to get her hands to it. Nicholas does well, gets the release and gets ball back on their side.
Laying on the ground.
Yeah, good work, wasn't it, for the number 4, Ryan Nicholas. Fantastic with balls on back-to-back efforts. Maddie Levi did supremely well to try and get that second clean out of the road.
It's attitude from the Canadians just to go, make the hits and keep going.
There's still a lot to play for with this Canadian outfit, that's for sure.
Fine,
You know, they've had
please.
moments that, yeah, sure, they didn't get the rewards on this one with only 15 seconds left in this game, but
Bind.
there's some signs.
Set.
Canada will get
Time is
the
off.
put into the
is
scrum,
off.
but
Okay, you get your head
only
down.
7 seconds left on the clock in this Cup semi-final, so they will go and contest for third a little bit later on. Who they will be
Time is
contesting
back on. Coach.
will be the question. We'll find that out soon enough.
Bind. Set.
Feed from Chiapetta. Now the tap and go. She wants to get first touch on the ball, does Chiapetta. Vanessa Chiapetta, who's also come into the side for the Canadians. Into contact, 3-on-3. Faith Nathan gets her down eventually. Pauline, pick up, trying to get a hand on it. Was Piper Simons, and Piper Simons does.
Yeah, went to the wrong side, got isolated, she had no one with her. Full line, unfortunately. There we go.
Well, they've done enough, have the Australian women. It was dominance throughout the first half, dominance in the second. They beat Canada in this first semi-final, 45 points.